So here we have a character and we want this character to walk. So the first thing we want to do is to define where we want him to walk from. So we're going to go to our motion and we're going to go to our go to block and we're going to drag out our go to block and leave him right here. And then we're going to set the character's position where we want him over here, and then I look over here on my X and I see that that position is negative 153 on the X and negative 90 on the Y. So I'm just gonna go and say negative 153 on the X and negative 90 on the Y. And by the way, we could do it a different way. We could actually go set the character's position first, and then when we go over to the motion block, we will see that it's already set on the motion block for us. So negative 153 and negative 90. So that's what the position we want the character. So I'll go to my event, and I want to say when I click the flag, the character goes to that starting position. And then the thing is, I want him to walk whenever I click my right arrow key. So I'm just going to go to my control and I'm going to take out an if condition, and I'm going to go to operation and I'm going to say, sensor rather. I'm going to go to my sensing and I'm just going to grab out the if key and change it from the space to the right arrow key. And now I have if the right arrow key pressed, do something. So if the right arrow key is pressed, I want it to do something. So what I'm now going to do, I'm going to go grab from motion my change by X. So I want to change by X because whenever I change my value on my X axis, the character moves accordingly. And we can see that if I grab out my change by X option and I click it, you see the character moves by 10. So that actually does what it should be doing. So I'll just put it there. And so what I want to do also, I want to create a variable, and I want to name my variable walk. I'll just say walk. A bit underscore F for forward. I'm going to make it for this sprite only. And then I'm going to grab my set and I'm going to set my variable, my walk forward variable to around 10. Let's say 10 for now. And now, instead of saying change X by 10, I'm just going to say change X by my variable that I just created. And I know my variable is 10. And I'm going to stick, I'm actually going to separate that. I'm going to put that here up the top beside my coordinates there. And then I'm going to stick my if loop inside of a forever loop. And so I'm going to go stick my if loop inside a forever loop. And when I click play and do that, the character moves. So that does that for us. And one thing we want to recognize is that the character moves, but it doesn't look like he's walking. So we want to fix that. We want to make sure he looks like he's actually walking. So the way to do that is if we come up the top where we see code and costume and sound, if we click on costume, we'll see that the character have two costumes. And if you look at me clicking from one costume to the other, you will see that it looks like he's walking. So let's do that in our code. Let's make it look like he's walking. So now we're going to go to looks and we're going to scroll down. We're going to select switch costume and I'm going to put it right above the walk. And I'm going to grab another switch costume and I'm going to put it below the change X by. I'm going to select the first switch costume to 1. So when it goes in, I want it to switch it to 1. And if I play it right now, it's going to move so fast, you're not going to see that it's actually changing. So what I want to do then is I'm going to put a wait to it. So I'm going to wait 1/10 of a second. And I'm going to also, each time I switch the costume, I'm going to wait 1/10 of a second so that we can actually see that happening. I wait 1/10 of a second there, and then if I play it, I can see that the costume looks like it's walking forward. In our next video, we will look at how to make our sprite walk backward.